Well, hello there. So we're on take two of Real Talk Wednesday. This is the first live discussion here at Weight Loss Your Way. My name is Norma Fran. I am the founder of Weight Loss Your Way and a life coach and integrative nutrition coach. Now, I do believe that I am live on both my Facebook page and over on YouTube at the Weight Loss Your Way channel. So, welcome if you're joining me live and if you're listening to this on the replay. So, like I said, this is take two. I was scheduled to go live at noon and some technical problems got in the way, but we're not about perfection here. So, here we are at quarter to four, a few hours later, and we're going to try again. So, like I said, this is the first episode or the first live event of several over the next couple of months. My plan is to be here most every Wednesday at noon. And I want to talk to you about weight loss and more specifically, weight loss your way. What does it mean? And what's the real deal about this? Because it's really important to me that I'm doing all I can as a coach to help women stop measuring their self-worth by the number on the scale or the size of their jeans. And I just think that's such an important part of the weight loss journey and one that's frankly overlooked by so many diet programs out there. So my goal is to have these real conversations about weight loss and what that means when you're doing it your way and really just show you what is possible. So, like I said, I am the founder of Weight Loss Your Way and the Weight Loss Your Way podcast and community membership. And welcome. So, I'm going to dive in and tell you a little bit about myself and give you a little bit of an overview of my philosophy and how I approach weight loss. So, about 5 years ago or so, I started working with a weight loss coach myself, and I lost over 100 pounds. And I'm really super proud of that. But what was more transformative to me than those pounds lost was how I changed on the inside, how I became a much more confident person and really learned for the first time how to be myself and how to enjoy the person that I am instead of constantly trying to change who I was because I thought I had to fit in. So, my philosophy and my approach to weight loss is very different. I don't prescribe a diet or a meal plan or exercise, and I could never tell any of my clients what to eat or when or how much. I just couldn't possibly know that. But I do help them figure out what's right for them. So, with this mission of mine to dismantle diet culture and teach women that they are worthy and deserving at any body size, it might sound a little strange to call myself a weight loss coach. It kind of runs counter to all of that. But that in and of itself is where I think a lot of women are getting caught up in today's today's society or culture when it comes to the idea of weight loss. So, like I said, my philosophy is a little bit different. I don't believe that weight loss is required to be acceptable in this world. I used to believe that for many, many years. And I was always pursuing weight loss to be part of or to fit in or to feel like I was enough. I don't believe that thinner is better. I mean, my gosh, I'm not a size 6. I'm a size 16 and I've lost 100 pounds. I've gained some weight. I've lost some weight, but I'm happy where my body is right now. And I don't need to be smaller or make my body smaller to fit in to this world. And I don't want anybody to pursue weight loss for that reason. Now, that said, I do think thinner is a choice. It's a very personal choice. And everybody has the right to make that choice and to pursue weight loss if they choose to. And the way I see my role in that is to help you do it in a way that builds you up and instead of tearing you down, which is what I think so many diets and programs do today. They're all kind of built around this unspoken ideal that when I lose weight, everything in my life will be better. And I just don't think that's true. In fact, I think that's the biggest missing piece in most diets and programs is that we do no work on our thinking, how we think about ourselves. We do nothing to build that relationship with ourself that's actually going to support us at any size. So part of what I teach is just that. Now, Weight Loss Your Way has these three foundational elements, and you can kind of think of them as the how to. It's normalizing food and eating, emotional eating, and self sabotaging behaviors. Those are the three kind of areas that I work in, but there's a common thread that runs through every one of those. And that's the relationship we have with ourself. And I believe that's the missing piece. That's the piece that most diets and programs, like I said, completely ignore. And you can't hate yourself to lasting weight loss. It just doesn't work. And that's what makes the whole process of weight loss feel so hard when we're doing it because we don't like ourselves. We don't like how we look and we think we need to do this so that we can have a better life. That just creates this sense of urgency and necessity, and it strips away any opportunity to really learn how to have that strong relationship with yourself that's going to support you. So, within all of those things is that thread of that relationship with yourself. So, when we're normalizing food, we're talking about the relationship with ourself. When we're talking about emotional eating, we're absolutely talking about that relationship. And the same thing with self sabotaging behaviors. Because what happens is, in the traditional sense, in the diets that we've all probably experienced, when we focus on just the food that you put on your plate and how many hours you clock in a gym, you don't learn anything about yourself. You haven't built that muscle of self-trust and self-confidence. You've just learned how to restrict your food and work out and chase, the ability to eat more food by exercising. That's like the most common thing I hear people say, well, if I go to the gym, then I'm going to get to have more food. Doesn't work that way either. So, I want to be able to help you connect those pieces, that missing piece of the relationship with yourself, and really have you approaching weight loss maybe for very different reasons than you really thought. And we do a lot of work through that. So there's lots to talk about there. So this is why I think it's so important. So I'm sure maybe you've experienced this. I know I did many times. You go on a diet, you follow the rules, you eat all the right food, you lose some weight, and then, yeah, maybe you get that smaller body that you wanted. But what happens then when you get to the end? What do you do? If you've done no work on yourself, you still have the same problems in your life, you haven't developed any skills to navigate them, and it's very likely that you're going to gain the weight back. We've all done it. And I believe it's because of that missing piece, that piece of not having built that muscle of self-trust, of confidence, and relying on yourself to make the decisions about your food and your eating and managing your emotions and all of the things that require a strong foundation of self-love. So, that is my mission. I want to change that. I want the process of weight loss to be one that is enjoyable and that gives you the ability to build it around your life and solve the right problems. It's not just about the food. We've got to solve the real life problems. So that's why I want to come here once a week and just talk about this stuff. Talk about what's coming up in your life and how you're navigating it and how that fits in with your weight loss goals. So this is something that is so important to me, and that's why I'm here. I want to keep talking about it, and I want you to kind of visualize, if you can. I'm going to paint a picture for you of what it might look like if you were to drop all of the traditional dieting processes and plans and programs that you've been through, kind of set aside everything you think you know about weight loss and imagine what could be possible when you do this your way, when you're really dialed in to what you need. So, like I said, I want to paint a picture. So, here it is. Imagine when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you think of is not your weight. And you no longer feel this need to strip down and jump on the scale and see how good or bad your day was before. And then instead of spending a few minutes on the scale and doing the math and calculating how much you need to try to lose that day to make up for it, what if instead you spend a few minutes just with yourself? And then you think about how you want to show up for the day. Maybe you write a plan. Maybe you figure out the foods that you're going to eat that day. You actually just kind of take control of your day before it even starts. You have a solid morning routine in place. You do things that make you feel good and get your body energized for the day. And then imagine getting dressed and getting ready for work and whether it's hair and makeup or whatever it is, but then standing in front of the mirror and not spending a second tearing yourself down in front of that mirror. Imagine what that would feel like. And you know what? It might even feel amazing to be able to look in that mirror and not like everything you see quite yet, but it's not the problem it used to be because you've learned how to have self compassion and you've learned how to show up for yourself every day. Now, now imagine going through that very same day and all the curveballs of life come at you. There's traffic, there's flat tires, your kids get sick, you may have a terrible boss, all the things that happen in life, that all comes up. And you don't feel like you have to race yourself through the drive-through just to calm your nerves because you count on yourself now to have your own back. So life in this scenario, in this weight loss your way world, life doesn't happen to you anymore. Life just happens as it always does. But now you're learning the skills to count on yourself, have your own back, and show up for yourself. And most of the time in weight loss your way, you're going to make really solid nutritional food choices that actually support your goals. And then sometimes you're going to eat things just for the pure enjoyment of it, because that's life too. There's no more restriction in this world. And the difference when you do eat those things just for the sheer enjoyment of it, you don't beat yourself up anymore because you haven't broken a rule and you haven't ruined your diet. You are in control. And this one is my personal all time favorite. You stop caring so much about what other people think of you because you know that the only person's thoughts about you that matter is you. And at the end of the day, you may still be exhausted from navigating life, but you don't feel like you're so overwhelmed that you need to soothe it all away with food or reward yourself for just making it through. Instead, you're going to feel proud. You're going to feel pride because you've showed up for yourself and you're doing exactly what you said you were going to do for you. Now, that's an amazing picture. And I want you to experience what is possible when you stop dieting as you've always known it and put it all aside and completely change the way you think about yourself and how you approach weight loss. And that's exactly why I want to be here once a week and have these conversations. It is so, so important. So I invite you to join me every Wednesday at noon. Most Wednesdays at noon, let me correct myself, because I'm going to get the curveball too sometimes and I may have to adjust, but my intention is to be here every Wednesday at noon for you. I want to have real talk about weight loss your way. I want to talk about your challenges. I want to talk about your successes and the real possibilities that open up to you when you're willing to forget everything you think you know about weight loss and experience it in an entirely different way. Now, here's the thing though. I can't do this work for you, but I can do it along with you. I can be your guide, I can be your teacher, and I can be your cheerleader. I think that's the one thing that's missing in all of these weight loss efforts is someone to be there to cheer you on, because eventually you're going to have to cheer yourself on. And that's the beauty of all this. So if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and follow this page and then drop the Real Talk Wednesday event into your calendars so that you don't miss it and you get those notifications. And feel free to share it with friends and family. And to those of you on YouTube, or if you're watching the replays in either place, subscribe to the Weight Loss Your Way channel and then click that little bell and you'll get notified when I'm going live. So thank you for joining me here today, and I cannot wait to dive into this stuff. And between now and next Wednesday, drop a comment. Tell me what it is that you want to know more about Weight Loss Your Way. And next week we will get into all of it. All right, everybody, have a beautiful week. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.